This is the plaintiff, Myra Santiago. She says she was parked at a spot at her local bagel place, was sitting in her car and watched the defendant pull into the spot next to her. As he exited his vehicle, he banged his door into her car. The guy then just closed the door and kept walking. Well, she got out of her car and he told her the wind hit her car, not him. Huh? She's suing the irresponsible and very rude man for $930.26, the amount to fix her dented car. These are the defendants, Valerie and Vincent LaFerno. Vincent says the winds were excessive on the day in question. They were at least 40 to 50 miles an hour, in fact. As he exited his vehicle, the wind blew his door and caused it to hit the plaintiff's car. The crazy woman jumped out of her car, nearly scared him to death with her rants and raves and showed him zero respect. Bottom line, he's been driving 47 years, has a perfect record, and this was simply an act of God. He is accused of opening up a lawsuit.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says the defendants pulled into a bagel shop and basically damaged her car. But the defendants say the wind blew their door into hers. It's the case of you're a bad egg, bagel.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Mayra Santiago,
Yes.
You are suing Valerie LaFerno and Vincent LaFerno for $930.26. The amount that it's going to cost to fix your car door, because according to you, they damaged it negligently. Okay, Valerie, you own the car?
Yes.
But Vincent, you were driving.
Yes.
All right, what happened?
Okay. On January 31st, I parked in a parking lot for a bagel shop.
Okay.
And my daughter went in to get us some bagels, and I'm sitting in the car. And alongside came a Jeep, green Jeep.
Along your side or the passenger side?
Passenger side. I was sitting on the passenger side of my car. And he opened his door, and the door just banged into my door. So he just closed his door and proceeded to walk towards.
Did he look at you? Did he acknowledge you?
We made, as soon as the door hit my car door, we immediately made eye contact. But he just kept walking. So I opened my door and I called out to him, "Excuse me, sir." And he just kept walking. I said, "Excuse me, sir." And at that point, he stopped. He turned back. I said, "Your door just hit my door." So in a strange voice, he just looked at me. He goes, "I didn't hit your door. The wind hit your door." So he just went into the bagel shop. So he had someone sitting in his car in the passenger side.
That's you?
No, I wasn't.
That's another person.
Right.
Okay.
And she had her window open, like about 2 inches. And I went up to her and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, is he going to do anything about my door? I have green paint from your Jeep on my blue door." And she was just looking forward, not at any point acknowledging me. And then she turns in a slow motion, same thing. "You heard him. He didn't hit your door. The wind hit your door." So then I went back to my car. I got a little post-it sticker with a pen. I wrote down their license plate, got back in my car, and I called the police.
Okay. And you haven't seen them since?
No.
What happened?
Well,
You weren't in the car?
No, I wasn't.
no, I was driving with my other daughter, and I pulled in to the bagel shop. And as I opened the door, the wind took it. The winds that day, well, you don't know that, but they were like 30, 40 mile an hour wind gusts on the 31st, that Thursday. It was very windy. When I opened my door like I've been doing all my life, I've been driving 45 years, the wind pushed the door open, hit her car. It was an accident. I had no control over it. You know, when you open your door, you don't hold it right away. You don't realize it. And the wind...
Well, when there's a hurricane, I might hold it.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a hurricane, Your Honor. It was very windy that day.
40 to 50 mile winds?
Well, the gusts were. That's what they said. I don't know exactly what the wind gust was that day. But I opened it up. The wind took the door. I didn't throw it open myself.
Okay.
You know,
why wouldn't you stop and talk to her? Why
no, I did.
She describes a situation where you made contact with her and keep walking, and she has to call out to you twice, and that the person you were with wouldn't even acknowledge her, and then like she describes it kind of.
No, I did acknowledge her, Your Honor.
And what did you say? Tough for you?
She started, it was her daughter, not her, who was talking to me. She was in the driver. She was driving the car. Her daughter is the one who got out. Her daughter is the one who cursed at me, called me an... All right?
After or before you said the wind did it?
After.
Oh, yeah. I might have too. I got to tell you.
So, is the defendant responsible here?
I think the defendant is responsible because they need to take into account, when the wind's blowing that hard, you can take control of your car.
You buy that?
Well, yeah, actually, I mean, he should have known that he pulled too close to the plaintiff's car.
Yeah, I mean, they're both in the car, and it's not so much too close. It's that you got to hold on, or maybe you're right. Maybe you do move away and you just don't park that close. Going inside the courtroom.
I mean, when you say, in your answer to the complaint, you make the statement, who holds the door? Well, maybe somebody should hold the door if they're 30 or 40 mile an hour winds.
No, I was opening the door and the wind took it. And number one is you don't call somebody who's old enough to be your father, and anybody for that matter. Have a little respect.
You should never call anybody that. But what when somebody's acting like one? Well, then what do?
Excuse me?
And you're mad because if somebody just doesn't even turn around and acknowledge what they just. These are the tiny things that affect quality of life. Right. This guy, because if the response had been, oh my gosh, the wind just took it. was holding on to it. I'm so sorry. This would have been a $50, $100 issue, taken care of on the spot. It would have been like a nothing because people would have communicated with each other like human beings as opposed to the wind did it. And then you're a blah, 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 and then where's the person who was with you? They're not here?
My daughter, she has the flu. She wrote a statement here.
Okay,
and they got it notarized.
Do you have any evidence of what the wind was that day?
No.
Okay, and how bad was the wind that day?
It was a windy day, but Your Honor, I was waiting for the police for a half hour, so I observed another car pull right there where he had taken out of, and they held onto the door.
Yeah.
So now they pull out, and then about 5 minutes later, another car. And I'm looking at them, and the man's looking at me like, what are you looking at? But I was just observing.
He's like, why do you have a chip on your shoulder? Right?
All of a sudden, he's holding the door. So now they leave, the police come. So sure enough, he held on to his door. And I said, exactly what I've been observing for the previous two cars. Why couldn't he hold on to his door?
Yeah. If someone's door hit your door, would you expect for them to be able to say, hey, it's windy and walk off?
No,
if they damage your car, do you have pictures of the damage?
Yes, I do.
Did you see the damage?
No.
You didn't stop and look? When someone tells you...
I came out, she didn't roll her window back down. I stayed there and waited for her to say something if we could work something out. She never...
Really? Did that happen?
No.
Okay.
That's not true.
Because it did not come out of the car.
Oh my gosh, it's not even small. What kind of car do you drive?
I have a 2008 Honda CRV.
Was your daughter driving it?
Yes, she was.
How many estimates did you get?
I have 3 estimates.
Let me see the 3 of them.
Sure.
What kind of car was it again?
It's a 2008 Honda CRV.
Okay. Well, the Honda dealership, which would be the most expensive, was significantly below the one you're suing for. Why are you suing for the highest estimate? Because you hate him? Because he acted like a jerk?
I'm going to say...
But wait, let me be helpful. Let me give you a couple of... Because his answer to you was it was a win. Right. I walked in to get a bagel?
Right.
Right.
I figured,
because his response after that, how old are you, sir?
64.
64. He's not 104. He's 64. His response after that is show some respect for the elderly, which I happen to resent being 52. Looking at a 52nd birthday, I would expect that I'm going to get the respect that I deserve, right?
Right.
And when I'm treating another human being like that, I'm not even showing the slightest bit of concern for something, even if you think you're right. How do you do that? How do you turn around and say, and then the person next to you is like, too. Like, how is it you don't stay for the police? If she thinks it's a big deal and you don't, you still stay for the police and you wait. Oh, why? They weren't making a big deal?
No, she never said that she was calling to.
Oh, you don't think? Because they're not making a big deal. It sounds to me like they're making a big deal. Sounds to me like maybe they're making a big deal. And when you say to them, it was a win. Oh, that'll happen. Oh, that'll happen. Like, what is that? That's like, that'll happen. Tough for you. Isn't that unfortunate? Win's your problem, not mine. Even though my hand's attached to the door. Please. I'd like to give you the big one just for, just to give me satisfaction, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to do what I would do even if I didn't think that he had earned his moniker by your daughter. I am going to award the amount that the Honda dealership is asking for, which is $646.31. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Judge.
See what the defendant has to say here. So step on in here, sir, and tell me what's your feeling on this outcome here.
Late line. I didn't even get a chance to tell him anything. It was all the judge was on her side from the beginning. So
do you, thinking back to the moment, do you have any regrets at all about the way you handled the situation there at the time? Could you have done a better job?
She didn't want to talk. She was just
Why didn't you go
she
over to
was
her?
yelling.
Why didn't you go over to her?
I did go over to her. But I didn't just walk right into the bagel place. That was what she
You
said.
still think
And
it was the wind's fault, not yours?
No,
Do you?
it was my fault. It was
Okay.
a freak accident that happened. It was negligence on my part. I understand that. But the other thing is, the mother wasn't driving.
All right. Head right down there.
Swing it.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right, come on in here. At least he did just say it was his fault and it was negligence on his part. If he had said something like that at the scene, what would have happened?
Well, the right thing to do is just say, I'm sorry, we can make this work. And he didn't. He did the total opposite, walked away, and he totally lied in the courtroom. My daughter at no point in time interacted with him. When he took off, my daughter was in the car.
No one called him a name?
Not at all. My daughter never saw him until he came out of the bagel
What is
shop.
he, though?
I'm sorry. Oh, I cannot say on TV, but
Barbie?
I'd love to say.
It's really this simple. It is not an act of God if you can prevent it.